Tm240. And now after that, we talked about last week about the classes, the methods, constructors, okay, all this syntax of any class. Now in this meeting, inshallah, we will talk about thinking in objects and array list class, okay? So the objectives of this meeting will be about passing objects to methods. يعني كيف نسوي call, okay, للmethods عن طريق objects we said that the objects are instances from this using from this factory. الكلاس قلنا زي الفactory زي المصنع. It will create, you can create from this class many objects with same attributes, with same methods, okay? Just the current values will be different, okay? القيم الفعلية يعني خصائص objects فقط, okay? So we will see how to pass objects to methods, okay? We will use this keyword. We will see how we can use this keyword, okay? This is a reserved keyword. We will talk about methods overloading array of objects. We will apply encapsulation and the class abstraction, the array list, and we will finish, inshallah. I think we will not cover all this. So we will see if we can, if we have time to cover the stack and the queue data structures, okay? A very important data structure in Java. So let's start by passing objects to methods. So passing objects to methods, you have two types, okay? You have passing by value for primitive type value, and you have passing by value for a reference type value, okay? So the value here is passed to the parameter. You know the difference between primitive and reference data type. So we said that in the primitive variable, the value will be stored in the same variable, and whereas the reference for the reference data value, okay, for the reference variable, so it will contain the address memory of some other memory where the value will be stored, okay. هذه بالنسبة لي الاختلاف بين البريميتيف والريفرنس، اوكي. الريفرنس راح تأشر إلى ميموري اللي هي يكون في لها مخزنة الأوبجكت، أوكي. whereas البريميتيف it will contain itself، أوكي، راح تحتوي هي نفسها على الفاليو، أوكي. So this is if we talk about you have in this test pass object. So if you can see here that you have test pass object. We will create a circle with the private data fields, okay. This is the class that you will create some objects from this class. Your object, it is called my circle, and this is the radius, okay. After that, you are asked to print the area, okay, for this circle, okay, for radius 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So you will have int, okay, you will define an integer value n, and you will print area. So if you see here, print areas, my circle and n, this is the print a table of area for radius. This is the method. If you can see that here, this is the main, okay, this is the main. This is the main, the beginning, this is the end of the main, and this is another method. This is another method. هذا زي ما شفتوا تقريبا في TM105 at the last lectures, okay? You can create, you can declare, you can define a method, and after that you will call this method. This is the call for the method print area, okay? And you will apply. So what are the arguments for this print area? You need a circle with the private data field C, and you need an integer. This is the number of times, okay? And this is why here we gave this my circle. This is the object, and this number 5 to this method, the print area, in order to apply, okay? And this is how we can pass. So this is what is called here passing an object to this method, okay? So this is here what is called here by passing objects. So this is another you have here already. So if you can see here that this is the end, and this is the beginning and the end of the main, okay? This print area, it is a different method, okay? And you can pass objects to this method, okay? Now let's talk about this keyword. So this keyword, okay, is the name of a reference that refers to an object itself, okay? So if you have an object and you need to refer to the same object, so you can use this. And one common use of this keyword is the reference a class hidden data fields. We will see that, okay? And there is another common use for this keyword, and which is enabling a constructor to invoke another constructor at the same class. So we will see examples. Look at this example. This is the first use. We said that this can be used to refer to a hidden data fields or to be used by another constructor. So this is the first use. So let's see for this use. Here you have a class F. In this class F, you have two attributes, okay? Private integer I is equal to 5. Private static double K is equal to 0. You have this method void set I. You have this method void set K, okay? Now suppose that F1 and F2 are two objects. So you are now in the main method, okay? You need to test this class, okay? Now you will create two objects, two instances from this class. رح نصنع من نفس المصنع هذا رح يصنع لنا two objects, okay? F1 and F2. Now you can use the constructor, the default. This is what is called the default constructor, if you remember. The default constructor will be with no arguments, okay? This is the second second object with again the default constructor with no arguments. Now invoking F1 dot, okay, this is the notation. Set I of 10 is to execute this I is equal to 10. You can see here this. Here, when you have to use the same name, so this is I and this is I. If you see here, if you need to use the same names for variables, okay, for your class, so you can use this. This here will refer to that I, this one. This is what is called here hidden data fields, okay? And this I will refer to this one, okay? So this is how, this is the first use. إذا راح تستخدموا نفس الأسماء الاتريبيوتس، okay؟ زي الست زي set numbers, so you can use the set I here, okay? Set I. If you can use in these setters and other methods the same names for your private attributes, so you need to use this, okay? Clear? Now this I is equal to 10. It is to apply this I is this one, okay? And this 10, this I, okay? So this is what is called here, okay? Another time, if you invoke f2.set I 45, so this dot I, this is the I, okay? refers for the hidden data fields for this F2, and this is the new value. Okay, clear the first use? So if you need to use the same names for your attributes, you need to use this. Okay? يعني هو المفروض هنا لو سويناها G for example. لو سوينا int G. Okay? So just you need to write I is equal to G. Okay? Okay? Now if I need to use the same attributes as this name, so you can use this dot I is equal to I. Is it clear the difference? So this is, it is يعني تقريبا equivalent to that one. Okay? Just because here I is equal to G the same, I don't distinguish between I and G, so I call all of them I. So I need to use this. Okay, clear guys? The first use for this. Are you with me guys? Are you with me? Clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay, so let's move to this. So this is the first use. The second use is to call a constructor, an overloaded, here it is called overloaded constructor. Okay, so let's see this. So again, public circle. Okay, so you can see here for this class circle, what is the attributes here? The attribute is called radius. Okay, now for this constructor, for example, if I can use here double radius. So for this constructor, it is constructor with one argument. So I will give the radius for my constructor. It will create a circle with radius, this number here. Okay. Now because this name radius is the same name here of this data field, so I will use this dot radius is equal to radius. Okay. So this is what we have already see. Okay, it is the calling. Okay, this one. It is for to refer to the hidden data fields. Okay, because this radius refer to that one, and this radius refer to this one. Okay. Now, so this is what we said the first use. The second use, I can use this to invoke another constructor in the same class. Look here now. For this is a constructor with 0 argument. Okay? No arguments here. ما راح نعطيه arguments. Just instead of writing, for example, private double is equal to 1, instead of doing that, I will use this and 1. This referred to what? This one referred to what? Did you know? This keyword refer to what? To the data field. This will refer to this constructor. Look at circle and radius. This is okay. This is the second use for this keyword. You will call it will be used to invoke another constructor. Okay. So instead of using or of writing, okay, radius is equal to 0, I can use this constructor. And for this constructor, just you need to give this constructor a radius. It will create a radius with this number, okay? A circle with this radius, given radius, okay? So here, this and 1.0, it means that to create a circle with radius is equal to 1. So this is the second use of this keyword, okay? عندنا استخدامين، okay? الاستخدام الأول لما إيش قلنا؟ لما نسمي نفس الفاريبل بنفس الاسم as الانستنسز as الاتريبيوتس، اوكي؟ فهنا عندي radius، كل ما ابغى اغير الراديوس اناديه بنفس الاسم. So I need to use this dot radius is equal to radius. Okay, this here refer to the radius data fields. Okay, this is the hidden data fields. This radius refer to the given data. Okay, now I can use this also in the constructor. So when you have a constructor with many arguments, you can use this in the 0 argument, and you can put these numbers to 0. For example, this argument to 0, to 1, whatever. Okay, the number. Okay. Now look at this method. Public double get area. Okay, get area. You know that you can compute the area of your circle. Now, how you can get this area? Just you need to multiply the radius by the radius, the square of your radius multiply by pi. Okay. So here, every instance variable belongs to an instance represented by this, which is normally omitted. You can omit this. Okay, and you can write it. Both of them are correct. Okay, this dot radius, it means that the radius that you have, or if you didn't indicate, so already this is the radius. Okay, so it is clear here. Okay, so this is the two uses of the keyword this. So the word this can be used to invoke a constructor, and you can think of this as a reference to a class in which it appears. Okay. This is another example. Look at this example. You have here a public class called 3int. Okay. You have in this class 3 attributes, 3 private integer p, q, and r. This is the constructor with 0 arguments. This is the constructor with 1 argument, constructor with 2 arguments, and constructor with 3 arguments. Okay. So you can see that this, it is a call, it invokes the constructor, this one. Okay, all of this, it will invoke this constructor, the last one. Why? Because in the last one, you defined, okay, your constructor. So look here, because here we use a different name, here P, Q, R, here A, B, C. So we didn't use this here, okay? If you use here the same P, Q, and R, if it is the same P and Q and R, okay, so you need to use this dot P is equal to P, and it will be correct. Okay, this is the first use. This dot P is equal to P. This dot Q also, this dot Q, it is equal to Q. This dot R is equal to R. Okay, this is the first use of this. اللي هي قلنا الفيرست يوز لما نسمي اسماء الفاريبل بنفس الاسماء الاتريبيوتس. So I need to use this, okay, to distinguish between the data fields and the new values. Okay, now for this and this and this is an invoke, okay, a call to this constructor. So you can see for one constructor, for the 0 constructors, okay, for the 0 arguments, I can put all of them 0. For one argument, I can put the first one and the other as 0. For 2 arguments, I can give 2 values for this constructor and 0 for the last one. Okay, clear? You guys, clear the use of this? So this is so the first 3 use of the 3 argument constructors, and this is a way of reusing constructors you have written and can assist readability when you have several constructors. So do not think of this AB0 as a call to a method. It is only possible to invoke constructors. Okay, it's used only for constructors and for data fields with the same name. Okay, so this is the use of this. Okay, so here a constructor cannot invoke itself. You cannot use here this as the last one. Okay, because you don't have already a definition for this constructor. Okay, to be called. Now this is all about this keyword. So we will move now to the array of objects. So we see already the array of integers, the array of strings, the array of double, of characters, etc. Okay. Now we will see how you can create an array of objects of other classes. So this circle and circle array, new circle and 10, okay, it is a circle, an array of circle, okay, that will contain objects of type circle. So what is this 10? What do you think about 10? What do you think about 10? What we said about array, if you remember. We see that in the last meeting. About circle, about string, mutable, immutable, all of these things, if you remember. Please, you need to have a revision before entering a new class. Yeah, good, مشعل, good مشعل, or مشعل. Okay, this is the size, and we said that the size, it will be fixed, okay, for the array and for the array and for the string, if you remember, okay, it will be fixed. And we said that the array is immutable, so you can change the contents of your array, but the string is not immutable. And we said as a solution for this array, you can use the builder string, okay, and the buffer string buffer, okay, and string builder, in order to make them mutable. So you can change, you can make some changes to the contents, okay. Now, the above statement creates the array which can hold references to 10 circle objects, okay. So this is the size step. By this line, it doesn't create the circle objects themselves. It is just a declaration, okay? This is a just declaration. You declare that you will have an array of circle. It is called circle array, and it will contain 10 circles, okay? Oh, this is, it doesn't create, there is nothing, okay? So, for example, if you try to write circle array 0 dot set radius, so it will produce a runtime error, okay, because there is nothing here. There is no already an object, so you need to create these objects after that, okay. It is not like when you create an array of integers or of doubles or of characters, etc. We said that it will assign the default value. If you remember, the default value for these objects or for these variables, the 0 for the numbers, for the strings, for the string it is the empty string, and for the character it will be this lateral, okay. The default value for Boolean, it will be false, okay? Now for the objects, when you have an array of objects, so you need to create this array before using these objects, okay? So the circle now objects have to be instantiated, has to be created. And how you will create these objects? It is using the constructor of the circle class, and their references should be assigned to the array elements in the following way. So this is the first way how to create. So after declaration, you need to create these objects, okay? So for I from 0 to 10, for example, here, it is, okay, the length of your circle. Circle array of I, it is equal to new circle. So here you use the constructor with no arguments, okay? Now invoking these methods, how you can invoke? You can create a double X, and it is equal to circle array of 0, okay? The first element, okay, this is circle array. Circle array will refer to an array of objects. This is the object that you have, And now each object will refer to another object, okay? Each element in your array will refer to an object, okay? Now, when you write circle array of 0, this one, dot, this is a circle, dot get reduce, it will show the first reduce, okay? It will be, for example, 1, the default value, if you remember the class circle, okay? Okay, clear? Clear till now, guys? So be aware about the array of objects. When you have an array of objects, so you need in the first declare this array, and after that you need to create objects. You need to use the constructor, okay, of these class, okay. Any question, guys? Please ask if you have anything that it is not.
Yes,
clear.
Okay, Rima, inshallah tomorrow we will see in the lab session an activity about this. Okay, so it will be like all your activities. Okay.
Doctor, I understand the arrays. Can you
array?
Yeah.
Array زي الجدول. Okay. An array, it is like a.
It
is a collection.
I understand. Just like in a class.
Okay, so we said that when you are asked to create an array of objects, it is different from an array of variables, okay? The variables which are the primitive variables or the reference variable like the string, okay? An array now, if you, when we said in the last lecture, we say that if you create an array of objects, okay, from these classes, so you will the attributes will get the default value. Now, if it is an array of objects, so you need to declare in the first, this is the declaration of your array of about circle, about rectangle, about a student, an array of students, an array that contain circles, that contain passengers, all of these classes. Okay, you can create an array of cars, etc. Okay, now you need to create the array. In this creation, just you will define the type of the objects and the size, okay, and the size of your array. After that, you are obliged, it is mandatory that you will create the objects themselves, okay? So this is the first step.
If you said it
declaration.
by 10, yeah, but this if you said it by 10, will it be by default zeros?
This is for the attributes. For the attributes, if you remember, we said that for the class, when we have different attributes, so the attributes will get the default value. Okay. Now for the array, when you declare you are in this step, okay, there is nothing here, nothing. When you create objects, so these objects will refer, these elements of your arrays will refer to these objects. Okay, so already there are objects. Okay, clear till now?
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now for the class abstraction and encapsulation. So what is meant by class abstraction? It means that to separate the class implementation from the use of the class. Okay. Now the creator of the class provides a description of the class and let the user know how the class can be used. Okay. It is like an black box hidden from the clients. Just you know that this is a class of students. Okay. You don't know what is the implementation there. Just you know that for the students, you have a name, you have an ID, you have a gender, you have courses, you have some methods, okay? But you don't know what are these implementations for these methods. What are the details of this class? Okay, so this is why it is called abstraction. Okay. Now the user, the creator now of this class will provide just a description of this class and let the user know how the class can be used. And also the user of this class does not need to know how the class is implemented. There is no matter about the implementation or about many details about this class. Just you know that this is a class of a student. This student has some attributes and can apply and can, as a behavior, can have many methods. Just okay. So this is what is called here an abstraction. So the clients use the class through the contract of the class. Just they don't need to have a look at the implementation. Now let's talk about object-oriented thinking. So you studied before the fundamental programming techniques for problem solving, using the loops, using the methods, using the arrays. Okay. Now the studies of these techniques lay a solid foundation for the object-oriented programming, and all the previous code was written in the main method, if you remember, in the Tm240. In the Tm240, all the classes that you have, it is contain the main method. Okay. Now we will create classes that will provide more flexibility and modularity for building reusable software. Okay, this is what is called, it is like the factory, the usine. Okay, so look at this example. It is a class called TV. In this class, as attributes, you have channel, you have volume level, you have on, okay, on or off, true or false. Okay. And this is the different methods. And if you remember, we said that all the attributes will be private, all the methods will be public. This is plus, okay, public, okay. Now, if you look at the implementation now of this class TV, so you will see the default value for the attributes. This is the first constructor with 0 argument, the default constructor. Okay. After that, you will have the methods: turn on, turn off, set the channel, void the channel up. Okay. Set volume, void channel down, void volume up, volume down. Okay. So this is the implementation of your class. Okay. Now, if I asked you to create, so we said that we will create classes, and after that we will go to the main and we will test these classes. So in the main, we will create instances, objects. Okay. TV1, it is an instance, it is an object from the class TV. TV2, it is an object from the class TV. Okay. Now, after you create an object, you can use TV1.turn-on, TV1.setChannel, and you will give this 30 to this method, TV1 set volume 3. Okay. It is the same for the TV2. Now, if you print the different attributes for your TV, so for example, for TV1, what is the channel here? What is the channel for TV1? It is 30. Okay. For the volume, it is 3. Now for the TV2, it is on. Channel up, it means that channel will increase by 1. Another channel up, it is increased by another 1, and volume by 1. Okay, so this is the default value. You will start the default value for the channel, it is 1. The default value for the volume, it is 1, and the default value for the on is false. Now just you will add by 1. This is the role of volume up. Okay, it will just increase by 1. Okay, volume down, decrease by 1. So here, if you print the channel for your TV, so it will be 1 plus 1, 2. If you print the volume, channel, it is 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1, it is 3. For the volume, it is 2. Okay? Clear? So you can use this testing. You have here the test. This is your this compiled or run. Okay, so this is for TV1. For TV1, we say that it is 30 and 3. The channel is 30 and the level volume is 3. For TV2, we said that the first value, the default value is 1, 1. So you will up the channel by 1, it will be 2. You will up the channel by 1, it will be 3. So this is channel is the 3. And level, and volume, we said that it is volume dot plus 1, it is 2. Okay. So this is the execution or the run if you need to run or compile this example. So this is for the class. Now, if you are asked now to create an array of this, to store these objects, okay? So you can create an array to store these objects, but what we said about this array size, we said that it is fixed when the array is created, okay? If you remember, we said that the size of your array will be fixed and it will be determined or defined from the creation, okay, from the first step of creation. Now, as a solution for this size that need to be mutable, that need to be changed, okay, the Java provides the ArrayList class that can be used to store an unlimited number of objects, okay? So you don't have now a predefined or a fixed size with the array list. It is not an array, it is an array list. So the array list is an indexable ordered collection of variable size. It is not fixed size, it is variable size, and that permits duplicate elements. If you add many the same variable, it is TV1, 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 it allows you, okay? There is no restriction, okay? So ordered collection means that each element in the collection has a well-defined place as indicated by its index number, okay? يعني اللي دخلت الأولى راح تجلس نمبر 0، واللي دخلت الثانية راح تجلس نمبر 1 2 3 4 etc. okay? It is not like a box وترمي فيها just you will make this collection. No, it will be ordered. This is what is called by ordered, okay? You will have like this array and you will have this is the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, etc. okay? Now, what is the difference between the array and the array list? Can you make these similarities, differences? What we said about the array and the array list? What we said about that? What do you think? Where are you? I need your interaction. Okay, we said that for the array, the size are fixed, okay? But for the array list, the size is not fixed. Okay, good. What else? Similarity. أشياء زي بعض في الأري والأري ليست. إيش قلنا في الأري والأري ليست؟ إيش الأشياء اللي زي بعض؟
That they are all zeros by default.
0
By default.
What else? Okay. This is the default values. What we said here, we said it is indexed. Okay. Yani, we can have access to each element in this array. Okay. So both of them, the array list and the array, store a number of references, store a number of elements, of items. Okay. It is a collection of items, of elements, of variables, of objects. Okay. Now, what we said also, the data can be accessed via an index. Both of them are indexed. So array list of 0, of 1, of 2, of 3, etc. Okay, so this is why it is called indexed. Okay, and elements, we said duplication is allowed. Okay, you can add duplicated elements. You can add the same elements many times. Okay, now as differences, we said that the array list has no fixed size, so you can extend the array list as needed automatically by adding elements. The array list object also requests more space from the Java runtime system if necessary. The array list is not ideal in its use of memory. It will use a lot of memory reserved, allocated once you create an array list, whereas for the array, you will allocate just the size, okay? And as soon as an array list requires more space than its current capacity, so the system will allocate more space memory for it, and the extension is more than required for the items about to be added. So there will be often empty locations within an array list. That is, the size will often be less than the capacity. Okay, so two important terms. If you focus on these differences, we talked about the capacity and we talked about the size. Okay, in your array, just you have one size, and this is that the number of the maximum number that you can fill in this array. Now for the array list, we said that we don't have a fixed size, so it will be reserved. Okay, there is a lot of memory that will be reserved in order to add, okay, elements. And this is why you distinguish between capacity and size in the array list. So the capacity will be the maximum number of items it can currently hold. Okay, but the size will be the current number of items stored in the array list. Okay, exist now. Okay, but the capacity, this is what is reserved for you. Okay. So this is the array list class. This is the UML representation. It is the array list. Okay, so you need to import this class once you need to use the array list. Okay, array list of element. Okay, so this is the constructor array list with no argument. It will create an empty list. Add object and void. So it will append the new elements or at the end of this list. You can add at some position. Okay, so adds a new element or object at the specified index in this list. Okay, clear. You can remove all the elements. Contains. It will return the true if this list contains the element O. Get. It will return the element from the list at the specified index position. Index of, you can give the object to this method and it will return the position, okay, of this object. Is empty. It is empty or not. Last index of, it will return the index of the last matching element in this list. Remove, okay, you can remove. You have also size, and we said that it will return the number of elements in this list. You have also remove at specific position, so it will remove the element at the specific index and return it, okay? And it will set the elements at the specified index. So this is among the different the different methods that you have. Now the generic type. The array list, if you see here that there is no predefined type, it is a generic, okay? So you can use it with any elements, okay? So the array list is known as a generic class with a generic type E, okay? So you can specify a concrete type to replace E when creating an array list. So if it is an array list of students, you need to you write here students. Circles, you need to write here circles. TVs, you need to write here TV, etc. So for example, the following statement creates an array list and assigns its reference to variable cities, okay? So this array list object can be used to store strings, and we can read it as array list of a string, okay? The TTs are strings, okay? So it will be array list, and you will store these strings inside this array list. This array, it is called cities, and this new for the object array list, okay? This is the constructor for the array list, and this is the generic type, which is replaced here by string, okay? So this is the constructor for the new list. Now, how you can create and declare your array list. So you have, this is the first declaration, okay? You can create an array list one, okay? With any type of object, you can use this generic type, okay? String, objects, students, passengers, numbers, integers, doubles, etc., okay? With no precision about the size, or you can use or define the capacity of your array list, okay? So in order to, because here you need some object type, okay? So you can use, instead of the primitive data type, the wrapper classes. If you remember, what is the wrapper classes? Can one of you explain us what are these wrapper classes? What we said about wrapper classes? You remember wrapper classes? We said that here you need an array list of some object type, okay? And as you know, the integer, the double, the short, the long, the byte are all of them, the boolean are all of them character, are all of them primitive data, okay? Primitive variables. So we can create wrapper classes from this primitive. And if you remember, the int, it will be integer, okay, with capital I, okay? Double, short, long, etc. Okay, so the declaration of an array list specify that it will hold integer references, not a primitive, okay? So this is why you need to use the wrapper classes. The type integer can be replaced by an object type, and the declaration now set up an empty array list. So the array list capacity here is expanded automatically as needed when the items are added, okay? Now this is the second example. We said that we can define the capacity from the creation, from the declaration. So this is an array list of double. Look here, double D capital. This is the wrapper class. This is not the double that you know, the primitive, okay? The double primitive, it is small d. Okay, here it is capital, though it means that this is a wrapper class and it is not a primitive, it is a class. It is reference variable, okay? So the declaration here of this array list specify that it will hold double references. And the type double can be replaced by any object type. And this declaration can be used to specify the initial capacity. In this case, it is 100 elements, okay? This can be more efficient in avoiding repeated work by the system in extending the list. So if you know approximately the required initial capacity, you can use it, okay? It will be efficient instead of reserving a very big memory, okay? And it will be useless, okay? So this is the first exercise. Any question, guys? Yeah, integer. This is the proper class, integer. The proper class يعني عوض ما نستخدم الprimitive int primitive. We said here we need to use classes, objects, okay? So there is this proper class which create reference from these integers, okay? Now, in this exercise, you are asked to create a list to store cities, and this list we call city list, okay? Add the following cities to the list: London, Paris, Denver, Miami, Tokyo, Seoul, okay? Print out the list contents, print the size of the city list, print if Miami is in the city list, print out the location, add another city, Paris, to the list in the specific location for, and remove the first occurrence of Paris from this list, okay? So this is your array list. You need to create an array list about string, city, okay, city list. And here it is a new array list. Here it is a string, okay, string, missing. Okay, after that you can use .add, London, .add Denver, Paris, Miami, Seoul, Tokyo. If you need to print, so you can just print out city list, so it will be listed in the same line, okay, between comma, between them. If you need to print the size, okay, so you can use city list dot size. If you need to check if Miami in the list, so you can use contains, okay. If you need the location, so you can use the index of Denver. If you need to add at some position, so just you need to add the position and the Paris. And if you need to remove the first occurrence, so just you need to remove, use the remove, okay? Remove, it will remove the first occurrence. Okay, so this is the first. You can, we can open the NetBeans and we can see file, new project, okay, Java application next. So it can be, for example, lecture 4, finish. This is lecture 4, okay. In this lecture, if you see, this is the main, so you can use the main here, okay. So we need that we need to create an array list of string. It is called list city. Array list string city list. City list is equal to new array list string Now, what is the problem here? What is the problem? what we said about this array list, you need to import, okay? You need to import, it is not known. So it is, and what we said about this list, this is the class. You need to import from Java utility, okay? So I need to use import java.utility dot, and here you have the array list. This is the array list, okay? And now it is well defined. There is no error, okay? Now you need to add city list dot add. This is add, okay? You need to add. What are these? Just if you clear now? Okay, the first one is what are the different cities? We have London, Denver, Paris, Miami, Seoul, and Tokyo. London, we will repeat. Paris, Denver, Miami, Seoul, and Tokyo. This is how you can add. After that, after add, we need to print. So just system.out.println .out.println, and here you need to write city list. Okay. After that, we said that you need to print the size. Okay. So just here, the size is, and you need to use ct dot, just you need to use size. So this is size. This is size. Okay. What? Yeah, plus, yeah. Yeah, plus. Thank you. After that, we said that we need to print the, if Miami contains or not. Yeah, is Miami the list? Is Miami in the list? Okay. Plus, we'll use again city list dot contain. Okay, this is contain, and you need to use here Miami. Okay, after that, we asked about the location of Denver, the location. So we need to use the index of. the location of Denver is, and you will have a plus city list dot index, okay, of, and here you will write Denver. Okay, and the last one, it is to remove. To add Paris at the position 4, and after that to remove Paris. Just you need to add now city list dot add. You can have the add only at the end or add at specific position. So here it is 4, and here it is the types of elements, which is Paris. Okay, now you need to remove city list dot remove, and here it is Paris. So just we can print before the remove and after the remove to see the difference. Okay, are you with me, guys? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's now try. Okay, I need to run. So this is the result. This is the first print. It is London, Paris, Denver, Miami, Seoul, and Tokyo. The size is 6. Okay, you have 6 here cities. Is Miami in the list? True. The location of Denver is -1. Why it is -1 here? Why it is -1? Why it is -1? What do you think? Why it is not given the position of Denver here? If you see here, we write Denver different from this Denver. Okay, this is Denver and this is Denver. Okay, so if this method does not find this city, it will return -1. Otherwise, it will return the position. This Denver is not, okay, it's not found in this list because we write Denver without this E. Okay, so this is why now if I run again, I will see that it will be different. Okay, it will not be -1, it will be 2. Okay, clear? Now if I print again, London, Paris, Denver, Miami, Paris, Seoul, and Tokyo, I will add Paris now. This is when you add Paris at the 4th position. Okay, at the 5th position, 4 it is 5th position. And when you remove, so it will remove the first Paris with this. Okay, now this Paris will be removed. Okay, clear? Clear, guys? Okay, so let's move on. So if you remember, for the printing of the content of this array list, so there is many ways for if you need to print the array list object, you can use just system.out.println city list, and it will be printed between 2 square brackets and between them a comma, okay, in the order as you can see here. This is the first print, okay. Now you can print using the for loop as in the array, for I from 0 to the size of your city list -1 or the strictly lower, system.out.println city list.get I, okay, the content of your city 1 by 1, okay, or you can use the for each, okay, for each statement. So for each string, okay, in your city, system.out to print this string, okay? So let's try all of them. This is the first print. You can have the other print. It is using the for. So for int I from 0 to I lower than city list dot size, okay, and I plus plus. You will print system.out.println, for example, or print just, okay. You will print what? You will print city list of dot get and I, okay. Okay, so this is another way, okay. Or you can use for each, for here the type is string, okay, for string X in my city list, okay. System dot out dot print this X, okay. So all of them, so just I need to run to see the difference just, okay. So if you see here, you have all of them consecutive, okay. London, Denver, Miami, no spaces here because it is a print. If it is a println, yeah, println, so it will be one by one in in different lines, okay. If it is a println, okay, clear. So this is the different printing for your array list. This is another exercise. So you are asked here to create a list to store 2 circles. You need to add these circles. We said after creation, declaration creation, you need to display the area on the first circle in the list, okay. So this is how to create an array of circles, okay. It is called C1 or CL, okay, circle, and it is using the constructor of a new circle, and after that you will add the objects, okay. So you will add a new circle of radius 5, a new circle of radius 2, and after that if you print out the circle, the radius of the circle 1, so just you need to use CL, this is the array dot. So this is a circle, this is an array of circles, okay. So dot get 0, it means that this is the first circle, okay, and get, and this is now all of this, it is a circle. Now you can use the method that you have in this, reduce, get area, etc. Okay, this is the different method that you have in your circle. Okay, clear. So just here, this is just a very small example. So you need to create a class circle. You need to create, for example, here in this lecture 4, just you need to create a Java class. It is called circle. Okay. In this circle, you will create the radius. So it is a private double radius is equal to 1.0. Okay. After that, you will have this circle. What's this? What is this? This is the constructor with no argument. Okay. Yeah, good. Constructor with no argument. What we said about circle, constructor with one argument. And now I will use int and radius with the same name. So how can I use this, the same name? What we said about this, we said that we need to use this dot radius is equal to radius. Okay, so this is the first use of this. The first use that will refer to the hidden data fields. Okay, this radius will be this one, and this radius with this will be this one. You can see. Okay, this radius it is this one. Okay, and this radius it is this one. Now this is for radius. Now I can use after that set radius. What about set radius? Public void set radius. So for set radius, you need to give a double radius for this method, and it will assign this dot radius is equal to radius. Okay, clear? Again, I use this because here it is the same name, radius. This radius is the same name with the data fields. So I need to use this. Okay, I cannot write radius is equal to radius. If it is radius 1, if it is radius 1, I can use radius is equal to radius 1. Okay, but if it is the same name exactly, so I will use this. Okay, Abdulaziz, no problem, you can attend. Okay, so this is for the set radius. For the get radius, okay, public. So this is the getter and setter. Get, so it will return a double. Okay, get radius. Nothing to give for this method, just it will return radius. Okay, so this is the class circle with attribute radius. First constructor, default constructor with one argument, setter and getter for this attribute. Okay, we have also another method. It is public get void get area. Okay, and it will be return. It can be return, or it can be return. Okay, for this, so it can be, for example, double. Now return radius dot or multiply by radius multiply by math dot pi. Okay, this is pi. So this is your class. Once you create your class, you need to go to the testing to test your class. So we will comment all of this, and we will start a new testing for your test. Now you are asked to create two circles. An array of circle. So array list of circle. Okay, it is CL is equal to new array list of circle. And it can be two, you can array. So here just we declare. Yeah, A capital. Okay, just here we declare that we will use a circle, okay, an array of circle. Okay, now we will add these two different circles with different attributes. Now CL dot add, and you will add what? A circle, okay? So it is indicated here that you need to add a circle, okay? Now what is this I? You can add a circle with the 0 argument or with the argument with one, with the 0 constructor with 0 arguments, or constructor with 1 argument. So you can use here new circle and with 1 argument, for example, 5. Okay. We can also use this circle, it is capital, it is a constructor. CL dot add, we can use the other constructor, new circle. And with, now what is the default value for this second object? Okay, we will not use 2, we will use the with no arguments. I will print now the radius for circle 1 and the radius for circle 2. So system dot out dot print ln. Okay, and this print ln, you will print the radius of circle 1 is. Now how can I get this circle? It is CL dot it is get. Okay, this is how to get the first. Okay, the get 0. Okay, now dot, if I use here dot, all the methods for the circle will appear. Okay, this is get area, get radius. Okay, now I need the radius. Okay, get radius. Okay, now for the second one also, it is the circle of 2, and it will be get 1 and get radius. Okay, so let's try now. So the radius of the circle 1 is 5. It's okay. We have already used 5. Okay, here, and the radius for the circle. What is the output? And the radius for the first circle, for the second circle is 1, the default value. Okay, this is the default value. This is the default value. Okay, the default value, the radius is equal to 1. Okay, clear for you guys? It's okay. If I need the get area now, I need to use get area. I can calculate the get area also. Get dot get area. This is get area. Okay, so the area of circle 2. So this is the area. It is 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by pi. Okay. If I need to print only 2, so I can use here print F. The area of circle is, and after that I will use the percentage dot 2 and F. Okay, and here it will be C1. The result, it will be only 2 numbers after the dot. Okay, 2 numbers in the fractional part. الجزء العشري فقط فيه 2 هنا، لأنه احنا هددنا هنا 2. لو خليت 3 هنا راح يعطيني 3 عدد بعد الفاصلة. اوكي، 3.142. اوكي، clear guys. طبعا هذا كله شفتوه في ال TM105. اوكي، not now. Now, again, differences and similarities between arrays and array list. In the creation, in the accessing an element, in updating an element, in returning the size, okay, in adding new elements, etc. Okay, so if you can see here that for creation, in the creation of the array, we said that you need to define the size, okay, if it is 10, 12, 100, 1000, etc. Okay, but for the array list, you don't need to define the size. Okay, you can define the capacity and you cannot. Okay, so this is the first differences here. This is a difference. Okay, here you need to define the size, whereas in the array list you don't need. It is not mandatory. Okay, now how to access an element is the same. Just in the array, it is A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3. Now for the array list, it is list.get of 0, get of 1, get of 2, get of 3. Okay, this is the second difference. In updating the element also, you need to use here A of 0, A of 1 is equal to London, to Paris, to whatever. Whereas for the array list, you need to use set. Okay, get and set in order to access or to update. Okay, to return the size. The size in the array, it is called length. Okay, and we say that it is not a method. For the string, it is method. So you need to write these two parentheses. For the array, it is a instance. It is a variable. Okay. Here for the array list, you need to use size. For adding a new element, there is nothing here to add because you have already a fixed size. For this array list, you can add as much as you need. Okay. For inserting a new element, there is nothing to insert element. Okay. Insert element, it means that you need to create to increase the length. Okay, the capacity. Okay, this is not allowed in your array. Remove also, you cannot. Okay. Remove an element and remove all these elements. So this is almost the differences between the array and array list. Now, what about the array list from two arrays? How to convert your array list to an array or your array to an array list? Okay, it is also possible to create an equivalent list from an array list using the static method arrays as list, and you will give your array to this method. Okay, so for example, if you have this array of a string, this is the array of a string, okay, and you need to create an array list from this array. So how you can do it? Just you need to define an array list that will contain a string, okay? It is called list, and you will create new array list of the same generic type, this a string, and you will create your array from this array that you have, arrays.asList array. And now if you print your list, it will be an array list. Okay, so this is how to convert from array to array list. And why? Okay, so why you need to convert? In which cases you need to convert? For example, what we said about the array list. Is it good to use the array list or the array? What do you think? It is more flexible to use the array list or to use the array? What do you think, guys? In many cases, okay, it's in many cases, when you use this array list, good, Muhammad, it is very flexible. You can add, you can remove, you can access, you can get, okay, you can insert. So there is many optional methods and many, okay, flexibility, more flexibility with using the array list. This is why in some cases you will create an array, or you will have an array at the first, and after that you need to convert this array into an array list in order to enjoy using all these methods. Okay, so this is why you, in some cases, you will create an array. Now creating an array, it is possible now to start with a list. Okay, and you create an equivalent array now containing the same elements in the same order by using toArray method. Okay, so this is, you need to create an array of a string. Okay, here it is using a new string, and the size, now you need to define the size from the beginning, it is list dot size of your array list. Okay, this is an array list. This is why here you use size, not length. Okay, now after that, this array one will be an array of a string, and you will use the length for this array string. It will be the same size of this list. Okay. Okay, clear? Clear, guys? Now, collections using collection utility classes. The collections class is a treasure store of class or static methods for doing things to collections, okay? Such as sorting, such as shuffling, picking out the largest, the smallest, okay? All of them. Now, these collections methods can be used with the array list object. Okay, another advantage of this array list is that when you have this an array list, so you can use the collections methods. Okay, just you need to import the Java utility.collections, and after that you can enjoy using this min, max, shuffle, order, okay, sort, sorry, reverse, etc. Okay, so all of this will be available for you. Okay, guys, so here just you need to import, sorry, we need the import here. Yeah, just you need to import Java dot utility dot collections. This is collections, okay? And after that, you can print, for example, here, let's use this one now, because there is many items inside the circle. The first. Inside this CT list, you can use CT. Okay, just you will use collections dot sort dot reverse dot shuffle, and you will give for this method your list. Okay, CT list. Okay, so you can use here collection dot, here it is a class, so C is capital, and dot, you will have now shuffle. This is shuffle, and you can see that it needs a list. Okay, for shuffle it needs a list. For sort also it needs a list. Okay, so this is sort, and here it is city list. Okay, you can also use sorting. Okay, so and after that, if you print, so it will be sorted. Okay, so look here now at the end, it will be Denver D, L, M, P, S, and T. Okay, so this is the ordering alphabetically. Okay, so you can use this collection with these methods. Okay, with this, sorry, array lists, in order to make them order to use the maximum, the minimum, also max, min. Okay, all of these collections methods you can enjoy using it. Okay, so you can use also maximum, minimum here. Here it is max, and you can print system dot out dot println, and just you will print collection. Okay, can add here the maximum is So the maximum is Tokyo. It means that the last one, because will be the last one. The minimum will be the first one. Okay. You can have here the minimum. Also mean. So this is the minimum, is Denver. Okay. You can make shuffle also. You can make reverse. Reversed. Okay. So this is the reverse. Okay. قلبهم. صارت الأخيرة الأولى وهكذا. Okay. So this is if you using this arrays. Okay. This is shuffle also. It will shuffle. It will make in any order your list. This is shuffle. It will make your list in any order. This is now London, Seoul, Denver, Tokyo, Miami, Paris. It is not ordered. It is not reversed. Okay. And you can use many other, all of these methods. Okay. So if you are asked to sort your array, if you have to sort your array, if you have to shuffle, to reverse, to find the minimum, the maximum. So just you need to convert your array into an array list. And after that, to use the collection, okay, apply to your array list, okay, and the method that you need, okay. This is another example, exercise 3. So you can enjoy using this, practicing this exercise. It is already solved here. You are asked here to create an array of integer, okay, with values, this value. So you will use the wrapper class integer, okay, and not an array of int, okay. It will be integer, the wrapper class, okay. You will store these values, and after that you will create an integer list, an array list that will be named list 1, and that will have the same value. So you need to convert this array into an array list, print the list 1, print the reverse, print the maximum, the minimum, okay, the summation, rearrange this list in random order, shuffle. It means, okay, all of them you can practice. So this is the first array, okay. Now you will create an array list from this array. It is arrays as array, okay. You will print, you will reverse, okay, and print. You will find the maximum, the minimum, okay. The summation, just you need to add all this. This is a double, the sum, okay. Just you need to add the sum to the for each integer is this list. Just you need to add this integer to the already sum, okay, the summation. You can also shuffle and print, okay. So this is all about this tutorial. Thank you very much for your attendance. We have already practiced. You can redo